John is in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, John, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
How you doing today, Dave?
Better than I deserve, sir. What's up in your world?
Dave, what it is, I work for my father, and we're in the construction business. Pretty large company. We've got 40 employees, about a $7 million top line gross. But anyways, I'm 29 years old. I've been working with them for 10 years now, and I'm working around 60 to 65 hours a week. And I'm wondering, I've talked to him about scaling back my hours, but he, continues to emphasize, you need to put your time in, you need to work. And financially, I have all my ducks in a row like you teach. I've got emergency funds well more than what you teach, and out of debt. And I'm just kind of wondering, am I wrong for wanting to drop my hours back because I have a wife and 2 kids, and just kind of wanting to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, the only time I work that amount of hours or ask somebody to work that amount of hours is for a sprint, a short season, to knock something out. Now, the short season could be for a year. It could even be for 2 years, but it's, while we're trying to get something up and moving, or there's an emergency, and it falls under the heading of, country sayings, but, make hay while the sun shines, right? And so if you got to put in 16-hour days, get the hay out of the field before the rain kills it, and kills your dadgum crop, you got to go do that. Shut up, And if you, and the other one is get the ox out of the ditch, meaning that there's something's broken. Right? It's something's, and we got to get we got to get that item fixed. So if the servers go down around here, my guys are here at 2 a.m, but they're not here at 2 a.m. every week. It's because something broke, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not here because I can't even spell server, so it wouldn't do any good for me to be here unless I handed somebody some coffee. But so the question is this a way of life, or is this the fact that we're in the middle of a construction boom and you guys need to get the hay out of the field?
Well, it's a way of life. I mean, we've been doing it. Like I said, it's, and he's worked 60, 70 hours his whole life, and that's just what he does.
Well, I like hardworking people, okay, as opposed to lazy people. They're handy to have around. But when I'm coaching small business people, if I was coaching your all small business, based on what you just told me, I would say you have a breakdown in staffing. Whatever it is you are doing with that 60 hours, you need to hire somebody to do part of it. If all of that time is spent in leadership, that means you guys don't have enough leadership in the organization. You need to put some supers in there and have some money come out of your pocket so you get a quality of life back. If you're in there swinging a hammer, then you need to get somebody else in there swinging a hammer part of the time, or whatever it is that you could get your life back. Because, when I started this thing, Sharon Ramsey will tell you, she was a single mom for 2 years. Freaking 16-hour days, man. I was busting it. But that was for 18 to 24 months to get the airplane off the ground. But once it's in the air, you can throttle back. It doesn't take as much fuel to keep it flying as it does to get it off the ground. And so that's the distinction I make. But if your dad is signing you up for 30 more years of workaholism, I'll pass.
Yeah. Well, I sure appreciate it, Dave. Just been stuck on the fence and just trying to kind of just get some, I trust your opinion.
Well, here's the thing. He's not as good at his job when he's working 60 hours a week, year in and year out, because you're freaking tired. Your brain doesn't work as good. And so you're not as good a leader. You're not as good an estimator. You're not as good at whatever it is you're doing during that time because you're tired. You can do it for a sprint, but you can't do this over an extended period of time and get the maximum use out of the business. It's a bad business decision. But, I understand. I grew up in a household where the answer to everything's work. Shut up and go to work. So I get it. I get and I'm kind of that way wired inside, but I've had to learn to be a little bit more sophisticated business owner and say, if I have a team that's working 60 hours, that means I've understaffed the area.
Yeah.
And I'll get better efficiency and better quality results out if I'll properly staff It's kind of like, never taking off on Sunday. Take off on Sunday. God said rest a day. You know why? Because your productivity goes up dramatically in the other 6 days if you rest a day. If you bust all the way through 7 days, you don't get the productivity studies tell us. You don't get the results. And it's the same thing here. So I would make the case to your dad if I were you. Dad, we need to rethink this. This is what got us here. And I honor you for your hard work all these years. You built this with the sweat of your brow and the calluses on your hand. And I love you, and I honor you, and I respect you. But our business has grown to the point we need to reach a better level of sophistication where we can have a life. And, oh, by the way, we can't attract good quality people if we work them like donkeys. If we send them into the salt mines and don't let them out. Nobody wants to work for us because of this. And so that's, I think you can make the case to him, but if he absolutely just says, no, I own it, shut up, you're going to do what I say, then, dude, I guess you're going to have to hit the eject button, but that'll be real painful for him and you because his dream is for you to work with him. And it's a joy to work with your son when you can, or your daughter when you can. I have the joy of doing both. And, there's no question you have to look at this through some good, strong eyes. Good question, man. We appreciate you joining us. Not something I usually have to coach someone on. Less work. Usually have to coach them on more work. It's... Oh, man. Open phones at 888-825-5225. The Bible says I've been young and I've been old, but I've never seen the righteous or their seed begging bread. Also says the diligent prosper. Diligence is excellence in the ordinary over time. Diligent people prosper. I've been young and I've been old, but I've never seen the righteous or their seed, their kids begging bread. You just don't want to read Proverbs unless you understand work ethic. Because the Bible's really clear that work is where money comes from. And it's also where dignity comes from. The fact that you throw your shoulders back and move some stuff around out in the marketplace builds your self-confidence. It builds your personal value. The tipping point is when you're doing it 80 hours a week. So it's why we don't have any trouble hiring developers. We can never get enough of them because we're growing so fast. But we get these Ruby on Rails guys and these platform architecture guys because we work 40 hours a week. In the tech world, they all work 80 hours a week. They work those guys into the dadgum dirt. And they come to work here and they get to do work that matters. And they're here 40 hours a week. So we're a highly attractive position for people in the tech world. By the way, just check, we're hiring at RamseySolutions.com. Check it out.